are you? I hope you're having a great day. Well, it's cold in Indiana. It's currently 26 degrees. Brr. I've got my heater going on back there and a fire burning in the fireplace. And just 2 days ago, it was 55 degrees. So I took my car to the car wash and stopped at Walmart to get some new nail polish because it's that time of year, that Christmassy season. So I get in the mood, change my nail polish to a pretty red plum color. Fun. Santa's outside Walmart right now, ringing the bell. I had a chit chat with him. I used to work with him at a factory years ago. He's also retired. But our little chit chat, I found out that his wife also has fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis. So I'm hoping she's going to join us in our community. And if so, hello. Anywho, I plan to share some photos on my community tab. I've got a photo of me with all my kids and grandkids. My husband took the picture, so he's not in it. And maybe a few pics of my puppies. So you'll be seeing those soon. So on with what we came here for. The variability of pain in all individuals is likely due to the complex environmental and multiple genetic factors involved in each of us. Genes are known to play a role in determining pain sensitivity and our response to pain. Pain is influenced by race, ethnicity, gender, and the social context and interpretation of the experience of pain. Pain has been studied in large family studies and in twin studies. There are strong genetic components involved in pain heritability. People with small fiber neuropathy endure neuropathic pain and often autonomic dysfunction. Myelinated fibers, shown here, and unmyelinated C fibers are injured in the small nerve fibers in the skin. Unpleasant tingling sensations or burning pain, usually in the feet, are the result. Neurons of the dorsal root ganglia detect painful stimuli and transmit sensory information to regions of our central nervous system that perceive pain. Dorsal root ganglion are a cluster of neurons in the dorsal root of a spinal nerve. Inflammation and nerve injury sensitize dorsal root ganglia neurons and result in decreased pain threshold or intensified pain. Today, I want to talk about the mutation of the gene SCN11A in small fiber neuropathy found in fibromyalgia. There are membrane spanning proteins called ion channels that have the task of selectively transporting ions into or out of a cell. Ion channels are located with the membrane of all excitable cells that look like narrow water-filled tunnels that allow only ions of a certain size to pass through. These channels are divided into two broad groups: voltage-gated and ligand-gated. It's known that there are over 400 channel genes in the human genome. Voltage-gated sodium and calcium channels are the most widely studied ion channels and are part of the superfamily of ion channels. 9 voltage-gated sodium channel subtypes have been identified. And of these, 4 are expressed in sensory nerves, shown here. For the last 20 years, these channels have been studied and known to play a critical role in pain signaling. These channels are encoded in the genes SCN9A, SCN10A, and SCN11A. These subtypes are subject to a wide variety of mutations that are either inherited or are non-inherited single nucleotide polymorphisms, or SNP, which are common in our DNA. Changes in voltage-gated sodium channels are found in neuropathic pain, which are in damaged and undamaged nerve fibers. The SCN11A gene encodes a voltage-gated sodium channel that is highly expressed in nociceptive neurons of dorsal root ganglia and trigeminal ganglia, and is a major contributor to peripheral inflammatory pain hypersensitivity. Many studies have discovered mutations in the SCN11A gene, which involves the NAV1.9 channel. It mediates brain-derived neurotrophic factor-evoked membrane depolarization through the receptor tyrosine kinase. Don't know if I said that correctly, but it's here. NTRK2. Small fiber neuropathy is a generalized sensory nerve disorder with structural and functional nerve abnormalities. It is characterized by the degeneration of small nerve fiber endings, both myelinated and unmyelinated fibers. I've talked about this stuff in other videos. Small nerve fibers are responsible for somatic and autonomic functions. Somatic means it relates to the body as distinct from the mind. And autonomic functions are those involuntary or unconscious processes in our body, like blood pressure and breathing. You don't have to think about it, it just happens. Small nerve fibers normally control pain, heat, and cold perception, as well as enteric and autonomic functions. Enteric functions are those in our intestines. People with small fiber neuropathy can have numerous symptoms, including allodynia, burning, lower thermal sensation, paresthesias, numbness, hyperesthesia, abnormal sweating, restless legs, dry eyes and mouth, gastroenteric symptoms, problems with bladder control, and cardiac manifestations such as palpitations and syncope. Symptoms are normally worse at night and during periods of sleep. Small fiber neuropathy is often characterized by late onset, bilateral burning pain in the hands and feet, and is associated with autonomic function disturbances, as I said, such as sweating, dryness in the eyes or mouth, and disturbance to bowel and bladder functions. Sometimes, however, there's a lack of pain signaling normally found in small fiber neuropathy. And so these individuals may not have a reason to visit the doctor. But mutations can result in two painful conditions: familial episodic pain and painful small fiber neuropathy. In familial episodic pain, the arms and legs have episodic pain usually during rainy days, cold temperatures, fatigue is common, and also gut issues. NSAIDs often help. Some patients with small fiber peripheral neuropathy can be identified by mutations in the SCN11A gene, which encodes the NAV 1.9 sodium channel. They may have a complete insensitivity to pain. These patients may experience autonomic dysfunction, especially in the gut. This mutation is considered rare and heritable, but again, pain, tingling, and numbness is the most common result of small fiber neuropathy, along with gut issues. Sensory neuropathies or ganglionopathies are a subgroup of peripheral nervous system diseases and have been associated with anti-fibroblast growth factor receptor 3 antibodies, or FGFR3. The most common symptoms are gait instability, painful paresthesias, constitutional symptoms like weight loss or fatigue, and autonomic symptoms like orthostatic hypotension or neurogenic bladder. Nerve conduction studies may be normal, but a skin biopsy results in small fiber neuropathy. When FGFR3 is involved, small and large fibers, sensory and motor fibers, and trigeminal nerves are presented. Sensory neuronopathies are increasingly associated with autoimmune pathogenesis, with common etiologies like those with Sjogren's syndrome. Neuronopathies are a result of neuron degeneration. FGFR3 was found to be a target of IgG antibodies in a subgroup of patients with sensory neuropathy. But this still seems unclear. Loss of sensation is common in about half of patients, like loss of sensation to a pinprick in the feet. And about 21% had loss of sensation in the hands. In addition, anti-TS-HDS and antibody has been found in sensory neuronopathies. In one study, a subgroup of patients with small fiber neuropathy, 96% of them had autonomic dysfunction involving dysautonomia. 17% of them had anti-FGFR3 antibodies, and 28% had anti-TS-HDS. What is interesting is that of those with antibodies, autonomic dysfunction was present whether they had normal or abnormal skin biopsies. Further studies are needed to assess the clinical value of immune-mediated dysautonomia. In another study, it suggested that some people are misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia, but have TS-HDS and FGFR3 antibodies present with primary neuropathic and widespread pain. They were shown to respond to immune treatment with intravenous immunoglobulin. But it's assumed that 40 to 50% of fibromyalgia patients have small fiber neuropathy diagnosed through a skin biopsy. And so the plot thickens. So I hope you learned something. Tesla wanted to say hello. I send you gentle hugs and support. Don't you? Love you. It mediates brain-derived neurotrophic factor evoked maybe if in family studies, and these channels are divided into two broad. It's known that voltage gated channels critical role in pain signal encodes a voltage. The SCNA hypersensitivity. Many studies have discovered mutations in the SCN. It mediates brain-derived neurotract. And autonomic functions are those in, but because of the lack of pain signaling in sensory neuropathies or an autonomic system, sensory neuropathy, like those of and about 21% had loss in. Some people are missed. I love you so much. Love you so much, you pretty boy.